Alright guys, we're at Carlisle. Today's the third day of the Spring Carlisle Swap Meet. And it's the first day I'm going. It's Friday. And it's actually pretty busy today. I figured there'd be quite a lot less people, considering it is Friday and generally people work on Fridays. But I know there seems to be quite a few people, so hopefully there's still some good deals out there. I'm not really particularly looking for anything. Maybe some big lunch heavy stuff. Always looking for Mustang stuff, Buick stuff. You know, anything that kind of piques my interest, but not really on the hunt for anything in particular. So we'll see what we'll come across. Maybe a set of weld wheels, some of those rod lights, but that's about it. So we'll see. Got a good walk coming up here. This is the first show. There's first show up here that I've been here this year, so I'm gonna buy the season pass because I usually end up going to about 8 to 10 shows a year, so it makes up for it. So yeah, I'll get some more filming whenever I get in there. And here's my favorite Chevelle. It's almost everyone's favorite Chevelle, but it'd be nice if it was a 4-speed. Crank window car. I'd do without the hood pins. I like this car just because of the car chase scene from the Jack Reacher movie. I wish I could drive one exactly like how that scene went. Here's a Camaro. I want to match the TA. So I'd have this and my dad have the TA. It's a 4-speed car. Nice. Black with silver stripes. Kind of the opposite of the TA's white and black. No. 79 TA, Kragers. Honestly, I don't really like the Kragers that much. Honestly, because they're 17s, but I don't know, I just feel like turbo wheels fit these cars too much. No rear defrost. It's got power windows.
I think you might be underselling yourself.
TA 6.6. This is the small bird. Yeah, but is it the 400 or is it the 403?
I'll get his number for you.
Honestly, I prefer if it was the 403. These cars, they look so plain without all the pinstripes. Needs the black in here and the pinstripes, and the pinstripes up over the wing, and pinstripes around the back window, like the special edition cars have. That's nice. White with a red bird, red interior. Rat Rod small block. That's an interesting gear set thing, decoration. Got the gauges. Old Jeep tires. Shock mount airbags. Look familiar? PA car. 72 Skylark. Ooh. Sun coupe. It's got a removable, like a folding, I guess, sunroof. This car is nice. For sale, 72 Sun coupe, only made 1 year, about 1,500 built. Funded about 25 years, 1 repaint, 1 new top, everything else original, new in here. Bought new in Harrisburg, PA, loaded with options. Power steering, brakes, doors, seats, windows, air, etc. Yeah, it's got a lot.
How much was it for a 10-pack here?
You like the stripes.
See here? Yeah. Sorry, sir.
No, you're good. It's got the rally mirrors. Little 400. Said it's an old street race car. Ladder bars. Old street race car, ladder bars, posi rear. Clean, rust free. Just need some paint and trim. Okay guys, I'm going to throw this in with the Carlisle video, but yesterday I went to Carlisle and you seen I filmed some vehicles. Well, today I'm going to do a quick video on what I ended up getting there. So I got these traction bars for an A-body. Generally you see traction bars for leaf spring cars like Mopars and Fords, but these are traction bars for a coil spring car. And Lakewood still sells these, but yet you can't find any information online about them other than Lakewood's like instructions and whatnot. Nobody on the forums, nobody on YouTube got anything. So I'm just gonna make a quick video on them. But these are Lakewood. I don't know what brand these are, but these are traction bars for an coil spring A body. And how they mount is that this bolt hole down here goes under the lower control arm mount, and this Heim joint goes on the bracket for the lower control arm mount, where the mount's here, it mounts under the axle, and then the bracket comes up a little bit. So you drill a hole and run this bolt through there. And then you set your height on the traction bar with that by adjusting this. And that's solid, that's with the axle. And you can see that this is offset here. So what this does is your control arm comes up like here into the mount in the frame. The mount's inside the frame, and this is going to be outside the mount on the frame. So you basically set your height for this on your frame. And basically what happens is that this prevents axle wrap. As the axle, when you apply pressure and the axle kicks up, tries to angle up, that rubber thing hits the frame, and because this is locked in with the axle, it'll prevent the axles from wrapping up earlier. And that is how you prevent wheel hop, because whenever you kick the axle up and the pinion angle, because it's just a U-joint, pinion angle increases and that U-joint gets to a certain angle, what it'll do is it'll start to bind the U-joint, and it can break the U-joint, or it can cause major wheel hop problems, because what eventually happens is the axle wraps up so much that the control arms prevent it, can only go so far, and then it'll break traction on the tires will break traction, which then you lose all that grip on the rear, so then the pinion angle goes back to normal, and then it breaks traction, and then it goes back to normal, but then it gains traction again, and it starts to cycle again of increase the pinion angle, breaking traction, lowering back down, gaining traction, and it does that very quick, and that can break axles, differentials, U-joints very quickly. So basically this prevents the pinion angle from kicking up by rubbing against the frame. And I was going to put these on the Skylark, but I'm putting anti-hop bars on it. So I was told that it's kind of pointless to run these with the anti-hop bars, which the anti-hop bars go on the upper control arms, and they raise the mounting point of the upper control arms, which changes the angle on them and the geometry so that the lowers and uppers counteract each other. So running these is kind of pointless. So I'm gonna give these to Marty, and he's gonna run these on the Cutlass because he doesn't feel like running the ladder bars anymore. But there's just no info on these at all. They've been selling these forever, and nobody seems to run them or have any info on them, just because they're not that common. Everyone just runs ladder bars, and that's all you really find when you try to Google these things. You can find the for sale posting, but you can't find pictures of how they mount or anything, just instructions, which I found kind of weird. So Marty's gonna make a video on mounting them up, and maybe that'll catch some views.